Hello everyone, my name is Lodave. I hope you're all having a pepatastic day, and if you aren't, hopefully this video will make it better because it should be pretty entertaining. This video is about possibly the worst teacher of all time who I'm pretty sure hated me, so let's get right into it. There's always that one class in school that you just hate, and if you don't have an amazing teacher, it can be pretty terrible to have to get through. For me, this class has been Mandarin every single year. In America, almost every school has a part of the day in elementary and later a class that's supposed to teach the kids a new language. The whole thing seems kind of useless because personally, I'd rather just use it to do homework or something, or at least learn a more commonly used language like Spanish or something. Anyway, I never really had the same Mandarin teacher in my school for longer than a year because they would usually move back to China during the summer. It was a surprise every year who the new teacher would be, but I got so used to it after all those years that I could look at a teacher and tell if it was going to be a good year. At the end of every summer, there's something called Meet the Teacher Night, where we all take our school supplies to the new classrooms and meet our teachers for the first time. Well, at Meet the Teacher Night in 3rd grade, which is not now, I can't believe I need to clarify that, I saw an angry looking woman pass us. I just remember her face being all crinkled up while she passed ahead of us kids as if we were dirt on her shoe. And I remember thinking about how I was happy she wasn't going to be my teacher. I didn't think anything more about it until we got to our new little classroom where all the 3rd grade teachers were meeting together and saw the same woman talking to them. I knew at that moment that this angry woman was going to be in my classroom for an hour every single day. You know how there are times when you can just tell a teacher either doesn't want to be there or just hates children entirely? That was this lady. Later during the year, every time she would talk to other teachers during lunch, she'd be in a decent mood. But then the second a 3rd grader walked in, she would instantly get stern and annoyed, which just annoyed us. Her vibes were just, I'm here for the money. And even 8-year-old me knew that, so it was pretty strong. The rest of Meet the Teacher Night was fine, and I actually remember really liking my other teachers that year. But I'm sure you're all here for the juicy stories with this angry teacher, and I've got them right here. Mandarin wasn't exactly a subject in 3rd grade, more like a time filler for the teacher to get stuff done, so the Mandarin tests were kind of a joke. The schools, of course, must have never told the Mandarin teacher this, so she would walk around the classroom yelling at everyone who was talking. One specific time I remember was when she literally yelled at everyone in the classroom because not every single kid raised their hand to answer the question. In my head, I was like, look lady, I'm not here to learn Mandarin, and even if I was, you're not gonna get me to participate by yelling at me in the language I'm trying to learn. She was also extremely surprised when not everyone raised their hand after her yelling. I actually have no idea how she didn't realize that there were no grades being put into the grade book, because don't the teachers have to go and put the grades in themselves? I totally understand why she wanted us to take it seriously, but she was yelling at little 8-year-olds. All we wanted to do was go home so we could, I don't know, play with Beyblades or something. That's not all that happened with tests. Another thing I want to say is that the teacher was very obviously biased against boys. I'm not going to call her sexist, but the punishment was always way worse if you were a boy. I can tell you that firsthand. We were doing one of our little tests on the school laptops, and she used Google Forms for the test. The only problem was that she didn't email us the link or airdrop it to us. No, this teacher thought that the best way to do it would be to letter by letter write the link on the whiteboard. And if you didn't already know, the Mandarin alphabet is way different than English. So a lot of the time her letters would be hard to understand or have an extra line or so. So not only was the link written out, but the letters were messed up. So little 8-year-old me, who actually had a life doing Beyblades and stuff, typed it out very slowly. And I actually did pretty well, but remember how I said how she added extra lines? Well, for every single L in the string of letters and numbers, there was an extra line on the top, which made it look exactly like an uppercase I. I typed my link into google.com. Yes, I was too naive to put it in the web bar and search. As you probably know, if you type a link into google.com, it will automatically ask you if you met the website instead of the search, which is awesome. I thank you, Google. I clicked on yes, and it sent me to an error page. I looked around to see that everyone else is doing fine. I guess they just could understand what lines meant, and I was just stupid. Except for this one girl. I saw her looking at the computer weird and then raise her hand. I was already raising my hand to be called on next, but the teacher walked right past me over to this girl on the other side of the room to answer her question before mine. The girl was having the same problem I was, but since the problem was on the computer which was facing her, I wasn't able to see how they fixed it. So I kept my hand raised and she came over eventually. I asked my question and her response was yelling at me in front of the entire class and then giving me a warning. I actually never ended up doing the test, and I'm pretty sure that I just sat there awkwardly for the rest of the hour. for. But hey, Mandarin didn't count for a grade anyway, so my third grade report card was still squeaky clean. Fast forward to 6th grade when, after 2 decent Mandarin teachers in a row, which is a record, a third new one appeared. She seemed chill enough at me the teacher night, but she turned out to be very, very stern once in class. Funnily enough though, she was probably my least memorable teacher to date because I don't remember a single thing I learned at all the entire year in her class. The only memorable part of the year was when our other teachers left the classroom and we were alone with the Mandarin teacher. It was a normal class until she turned to face the smartboard and someone in the back of the class snapped their fingers. Then another person from the other side of the room. It took me a second to realize, but they were pretending to throw the snaps at each other. The Mandarin teacher turned around and the two put their hands down instantly before she could see. When she turned around again, they started throwing snaps at each other. They started throwing snaps at each other again. It went on for about another 30 seconds until another person tried to get the snap thrown at them. And then by the end, probably 3/4 of the class was throwing snaps at each other. The Mandarin teacher was just so confused. We all did such a good job, in fact, that not a single person got caught. So we completely got away with it and convinced the teacher that she was crazy. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please consider liking the video so that it can be shown to more people. And if you've made it this far, comment down below cheeseburger to confuse everyone that didn't. And if you want to support the channel even more, then make sure to subscribe. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. And you can also consider yourself one of the first 30,000 subscribers. See you all in the next video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.